Ladies, fellas, humans of all ages, what's up and welcome in to another pregame lounge.
8 o'clock starts, got us
Hyped. Man, no parents, no rules. Adam Mata's, it's his birthday.
Dude,
so
no
we
segments, right?
No segments.
Let's just go free for it. Let's treat this like a jazz.
Yeah, we should treat this like a watch along.
We're not even gonna talk about the Nuggets. No, it's Adam's birthday. We figured he's been working so hard. He just got back from vacation. We're just like, just take the night off. You know what I mean?
Let's get out of here, man.
No, he's not feeling well actually, and I feel terrible for him. Being sick on your birthday, horrible.
Some would say it's horrible. Others would say it's a crushing reminder that karma is real.
That's right.
Yeah, that's never happened to me. That makes sense now.
I would say my birthday is always the best day of the year.
Yeah, me
Wake
too,
up.
actually, now that I
I'm
think
especially not. Oh no, Adam's in the.
He's there in spirit.
Oh boy. Well, this is awkward.
That is tough, though. That
I'm
is
so
tough.
glad I didn't say what I was about to say.
Let's introduce the cast that is here. I'm Brendan Vogt in the Adam on his seat. To my right, it's D-Line Co., also known as Eric.
Guys, I'm so excited. We get to play some facsimile of the Suns that are not any of the actual Suns, but they're going to be wearing jerseys that say the Suns.
That's right, Eric. That's right. And then next to Eric, looking colorful, looking ready to make all of you at home some money, it's superstar Dev.
I just want everybody to make sure that they show my boy Adam some love on his 48th birthday.
Can you believe it,
My
dude?
boy has
1,000
made it,
years
man.
old.
That's my guy. You know?
It's unreal, dude. It was a tough 47 years, but this 50th, we just jump all the way
That's
to 50.
what happened,
That's
man.
gonna be a
Show my
good
boy
one.
some love. He's here. He's here in the chat.
On a serious note, one of the best ways to give Adam a present, check out 100 Invisible Threads on YouTube.
Fuck yeah.
Leave it a like, leave it a comment. I know he would appreciate that.
And really, happy birthday, Adam. We love you.
Let's address why we all are here, though, on this night, on this Wednesday, January 11th. And we're here thanks to DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Use promo code DNVR when you sign up. Because the Suns kind of are in town.
Hell yeah.
As Eric pointed out, it's a lengthy game notes section. Well, we'll start with the Nuggets. Jeff Green, Peyton Watson, Colin Gillespie, Jack White. They're out. Probable are Bruce Brown, Zeke Naji, Bones Highland. Guys, if you can see any confirmations there and if they're playing while I'm talking, let me know. Out for the Suns for sure, though. Listen up, it's a long list. Devin Booker, Chris Paul,
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton,
Sure.
Cam Johnson.
Wait.
So wait, are you just listing their best players in order?
And then how about some of the other ones? Cam Payne and then Landry Shamet.
He's
I'm told they still haven't been able to locate him in the Shadow Realm since Christmas. So that's...
Imagine, dude, not like the joke of being fired on your day off. Imagine dying on Christmas. It's bad.
That's tough.
that is rough.
That is tough. There's some real Muppets Carol stuff going on. But that didn't stop this same group. None of those guys played last night, and they did beat the Golden State Warriors with Steph Curry back, freshly back. They beat them at home, got out to a big lead, almost blew it, hung on to it, though, an emotional win on the road. Now they're going to see if they can do it again. They beat Golden State 125-113, which ended a 6-game losing streak. On the season, fellas, the Suns still have the 9th best offense, the 11th best defense. But after that losing streak, they're 21-21, 7th in the West. And let's look more recently in their last 11 games, 2-9, worst offense in the NBA, 17th ranked defense. This is what happens when your best players can't play. And Phoenix is learning that firsthand. We'll talk about that more in a second, Eric.
Oh, will we?
But first, from Michael Malone, the obvious message. We know Bridges. We know Torrey Craig. He was telling his guys. And then he said this to them. I know you may not know who Dwayne Washington Jr. is, but you guys are going to find out. Talked about how well he's playing lately, how he's been seizing the opportunity. Damian Lee, he pointed out that he hit a bunch of threes in Ball Arena on Christmas. So he said you go through it, you watch film, and you hope the guys respect the opponent.
Yep.
They cannot get outworked tonight. That's the message. And it really is that simple, right? Nuggets at home, Suns missing key guys, talent deficit. It's all about playing hard and not leaving that door open tonight.
Tonight, we're going to learn a lot about the Denver Nuggets. We're going to learn whether or not they are able, and we kind of learned this last game, whether or not they just are the Nuggets of old that will just play to the level of their opponent, or if they will just appropriately mop the floor with the Suns who don't have their top, I would say, 5 players. And then they're on the second night of a back-to-back. They traveled last night to get here. There's really no reason the Nuggets can't win this game, which is why it's probably going to be a nail fighter.
Of course.
But I mean, truly, like, this is the year where you're like, okay, as we mentioned before, like in years past when the Warriors played bad teams, they just reminded them that they were bad teams.
Dev, the Nuggets just kind of had a poor process win over a shorthanded group. Is that the same kind of approach tonight? Is that the human nature aspect with the Suns missing guys coming in? Or do we see a more polished, no messing around first quarter tonight?
AJ just kind of said it in the chat. This is a take care of business type of game where
Take
you just
care of
kind
it,
of
man.
have to show the rest of the world that this is the type of team that you are. This is an ESPN, televised game, which is kind of crazy. They keep playing the Suns on nationally televised games.
Oh, yeah, they do.
But this is where you not really put the league on notice because everyone already knows how talented you are. Everybody knows what you're about. But it's just about, like, really just obliterating teams and just showing that you are not that same team that used to play down to the competition. They're not the same team that kept it close and whatnot. I feel like if you're going to learn a lot about your team, it's learning a lot about that second unit. That's what you need to learn in this type of game, or that end of the bench group. So want them to just come in here and just really just, like he said, mop the floor with them, and they have that type of capability.
What I'm hoping to see tonight, I'm hoping to see them play Nuggets basketball and mop the floor with them. Like they won last game against the Lakers, and things got sloppy, to say the very least. Like they just sort of stopped passing the ball. Everyone just just became sort of a 3-point competition, which the Nuggets still were up by 18 points for the majority of that game. It was not a close game, but all the same, like, it was a game where we got to see Jamal just sort of flex his muscle a little bit, play a little bit of almost street ball. But, like, I want to see the Nuggets play the game with good process, good passing, just absolutely demoralize, obliterate, remind the Suns, this version of the Suns, and, as you say, the rest of the league that, like, this is no joke here.
Right, it's pro sports. Go ahead and kick them while they're down, right? You want to do that. You want to make the feeling of this is spiraling away from us, that to compound and grow worse.
Yeah, dude, like you have no chance.
Right. And for the Suns, a lot of teams, we know that this particular team, maybe not the players, at least the fan base, folks in our shoes and chairs, relish that opportunity. We would love to see them put it on this Suns team in particular, because while it's still January, it does feel a bit like they're paying the piper here. They had that great run where they were, in fact, I think, across the regular season, the best team in basketball for a year and a half plus. It did feel a little bit like they skipped the line, and they caught some teams who were missing some players. They had a little run to the finals. They didn't get it done. And not only does it feel like perhaps that window is closed, although, again, as we'll talk about later, we don't know. We don't know. To me, it did feel like quite a few basketball communities around the league, around the country, seem to be celebrating and relishing that one.
The setting of the Suns.
Yeah, like they flew too close to
themselves.
To the Suns.
They flew too close to themselves and melted. Listen, the Phoenix Suns, as you mentioned, came from absolute nowhere, did not make the playoffs in the bubble. They won those 8 straight. They added Chris Paul and suddenly vaulted from complete, I don't know, they were not part of the conversation at all, to the number 1 position.
The team to beat.
Not only did they skip, they took no steps. They didn't skip steps. They went straight to the elevator, straight to the top. And then they spent the entire time barking like dogs, doing workout videos after wins. Like, they did the thing where, people are asking whether or not the Nuggets have now peaked too early. But the Nuggets aren't doing what the Suns did. The Suns, celebrated the championship before the season was even half over. They've done this for 2 years. And there's just something about what it, not only the basketball gods, the mystical side of what it is we're all involved in, but just, teams looking at you and, bro, who are you? Where did you come from? Where did this fan base come from? How are you counting money at the free throw line? How are you screaming Suns and 4 at us? You can't do it like this. So we're looking here at the DNVR Nuggets podcast at all of you. The precautionary tale that is the Phoenix Suns and the fan base of the Phoenix Suns. Just take note. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. We're talking about what it is to go from the side of being the hunter to the hunted? And can you do it with grace? Can you do it in a way that allows you to keep your dignity and not make everybody in the league absolutely goddamn hate you? Phoenix Suns were not able to accomplish that feat. But listen, we're different, right? Are we different? Like,
are we?
Are we different?
Are we? We get, well, I don't want to say the word. It happens fast. Dev, my question to you, obviously Eric has, I don't know if you can tell, some passionate opinions about the Suns' rise.
Barking
to
like
relevance.
dogs.
To what extent, if at all, do you share those opinions? Do you think it's something that was the team itself that caused the dynamic Eric's describing? Was it the fans, the media? And is it something we're doing here in Denver?
I think a lot of it has to do with like the fan base and also how close they flew to the sun. They had their small window of winning, and it was as if they have never been there before.
That's because they had.
I was about to say, you have to ask, have they been there before? And they have. But we hadn't seen that from there. So now it was the talking heads that's saying, like, is this team for real? Is Denver for real? They even tried to talk about, Jokic and how he played as an MVP. So it's just like tried to take away from that. They diminished like all of the work that Denver had put in with being down players. And that just like goes to show you how special of a player Jokic was to still will them to the playoffs. Down so many guys. You see these guys are down and they're losing like every time. They're not looking good. The vibes are definitely not there.
The vibes been in the sewer since the offseason.
And the question is like, I thought it was about culture. I thought that you guys like set up this window of just changing. And now we've just seen that that dynamic just change. So I think that it's warranted. Although I do not believe that the players feel the exact same way. I think it's great that the fan base feels that, and I know all of us feel it.
One thing I know that's different for Nuggets fans is we just went through it. Like the Suns had their finals appearance, and now this year is happening. If it finishes out the way it's gotten off to for them. Specifically, of course, injuries to key players, just the everything not firing at all cylinders like it once was. But Nuggets fans already kind of got chopped at the knees, right? We just came out of this 2-year window.
We did the exact opposite of the Phoenix Suns. We actually went further than we probably should have in the bubble, getting to the Western Conference Finals. That was probably a year ahead of where we were in our progress. Right. And then we got artificially brought down into purgatory, where we've been dwelling for the last 2 years, just living in purgatory, knowing what we had, but not having any access to it. Just like you could see it and just pawing at it. You can't get to it. And now it's back. And so now we have to sort of like appreciate what it is that we've been given. Appreciate this Nuggets team. Appreciate the way that it's coming together and grow in confidence at the same rate and not jump too far ahead. That's all. It's an important lesson. We just want everyone to take note.
And you know what I find interesting, too? There's kind of a balance to strike, because one thing I did like about the Phoenix attitude at their peak, that team would walk into your building and make themselves at home. Like, we're winning tonight. And I think that kind of confidence you want to adopt. So it's funny what a fine line it can be. Or maybe this is all just BS that people like us talk about. All the same, we had a 30-minute window to talk about it. So there you go. Flying too close to the Suns. Those thoughts in our rear view mirror. Let's take a hard right turn now to a new segment.
Oh boy.
Let's see if you guys can figure this out.
Look at that bad boy.
So the idea here being the Nuggets should absolutely win this game.
Oh, man.
But maybe they won't.
What if they won't? And that's where I'm going to play.
Devil's advocate.
Because there's an opportunity. There is a chance that they can't win. Like let's just think about this. There's like 5 different things that I have down here. One, are the Nuggets for real? Are they serious?
My God.
The Nuggets have a history of losing these type of games.
Oh.
This is a game. I mean, this is a team that's coming off of 60 wins just a year ago, and they still have that same culture. They still have them. Yeah. Literally none of those guys from that 60-win team is playing tonight. But, oh, well, the culture's there. Everybody knows that. 2, they are down 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 best players.
Not 2.
Maybe they're 5 best players. But what you guys aren't thinking about is Dwayne Washington.
Oh, shit.
That guy is a beast. He scored 21 points last night
No.
against the Warriors. That team won the championship last year. And guess what? They had Steph Curry. So you guys probably weren't thinking about them, huh? Defending champions. Also, Damian Lee. That man is a sniper. Some people call him a bucket. Adam called him a bucket, probably. Who knows? Maybe just lying on the birthday boy. It could be happening. They also have Biembo. He's no bimbo, right? Remember that. That's the guy you have to.
Wow.
You have to take him serious. You have to take him serious. Who knows? Maybe I'm the bimbo. Also, they're doing it for their fallen soldier. We gave many moments of silence. Many of them.
Quiet.
For Shamet. You remember that?
Everyone be quiet for Landre Shamet.
Landre Shamet. Got
Shamet.
destroyed. Y'all remember that? I remember that. So they're doing it for their fallen soldier. That's a big one. Also, no one's talking about Monty Williams anymore. Do you guys remember that guy when they were talking about how good
Coach
things
of the
were
year?
over there?
Even
Coach of
Jokic
the
was
year.
talking about what an impressive
Everybody
guy
was
he
talking
was.
about
Yeah.
him. And now the guys that hate him on his own team are not playing. So those are the guys that are getting the opportunity.
That's a good point.
They're
Didn't
playing
take
for
that
their
into
coach.
consideration.
Yeah,
at all.
DeAndre Ayton
playing.
out. Good for the Suns.
Good
They're
for the
playing
Suns.
Oh, okay.
See, DeAndre's out, which was one of my points,
Well,
because
let
he
me-
defends that Jokic really, really, really well. And then also, Torrey Craig used to be a Nugget.
Sure.
He knows all the plays.
Oh, he's very adept at
He
beating
knows
the Nuggets.
all the plays. Remember that he used to be in this same locker room and huddle.
I
So
do.
those are tough things, man. Those are tough things to think about.
This is tough.
That's just me playing devil's advocate.
There,
right
that's all right. Listen, Devil, I've got a question for you.
Come on, hurry
All right,
up.
there's your chance. All right, you've made your case for the Suns winning this game.
Mm-hmm.
Are we overlooking them as setted contenders? That Sun is set. Are they where the Nuggets were? Where okay, we're all climbing them because their guys are out, but once they get back, they could go right back to where they were.
Every team like this can flip a switch. Every team. And who knows? Maybe they have a secret weapon over there. Maybe they have a Crowder or someone like that they
Oh,
could just
dude.
pull out at any time, and then they're going to just go back to just being dogs. They haven't been dogs this year because they're missing their dog, and that is Crowder. So maybe they're like,
man.
hey, let's fix it. Let's figure this out. Like, this is a team that you have to take serious because they won, not a championship. They won the games. They won games in the regular season.
They did win. Listen, that cannot be disputed. They won games in the regular season.
That is true. Well, listen, we
matters.
had fun making Dev do that, and we made Dev do that as penance because every time we give Dev his own segment at the end here to place some bets, he places them on the other team. So why not? Who better to preach devil's advocate than Dev himself? Speaking of which, Dev, it's about that time, about 10 minutes till tip-off. Why don't we open up DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook? Go ahead and make the people some money, my
I'm going
friend.
to tell you, Dev made a lot of great points. That devil's advocate is more compelling. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it says about me that
I think it was the fire.
just seeing a guy dressed up like the devil makes me want to immediately want to listen to him. It probably says more about me than anything.
Yeah.
How about bet on the Suns tonight?
Listen, put that fire effect back up. I'll do anything.
It was
he
so
says.
much fire. Like, when you're that close to the sun, you have decisions to make, man.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's just really what that was about. It's really what that was about. For the bets, Denver comes into this game as 14.5-point favorites.
2 touchdowns?
2.5 touchdowns.
How a touchdown is worth a half touchdown is 1 point?
Math ain't
points?
mathing. The math ain't mathing. 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
Let's
14.5, that's a lot of points, honestly. But I think that they're going to do it. I think that they can do it. This team just gave their all against the Warriors. That's a really good team. And I just feel like that's tough to just have 2 games in a row where you not just try to pull off a victory, but just have to play at that type of level. Denver is playing good. Not only are they playing good, they're playing excellent at home. This is a home game. It's just going to be tough for them to try to keep that momentum. I think Denver wins big in this one. I just don't see how they keep it close. I wouldn't bet on the 14.5, but I do think that they start really hot. So I would do a first half bet on Denver if I had to do one, because I do think that this could be a game that they're going to sit guys. Also don't know how they're going to score on the other end, which brings me to my second point. 227 over under. I don't like the Suns side of things. I don't think that they're going to hit their points. That's just it's just too tough for them. In fact, I'm going to call them Munder.
Oh,
I think
Holy
that
smokes.
it's a Munder type of game.
You went from devil's advocate to saying that
Hold
they're going to
the
get
Munder.
mundered? Wow, that's an about face.
I
can appreciate.
I don't see how that works for their end. As far as the points, how do you bet on any of these guys with money?
Bones.
You could probably make something up there. For the Suns, who's going to be able to score? They have Dwayne Washington's
A
points.
lot of guys scored last night.
They have Dwayne Washington points at 21.5. I'm going to go under.
That feels like
wow.
that feels like that should
21
be
and a half is a lot. He also just had his best game. There's no way he does that again.
it could,
it could
be
happen.
a real letdown game for them to get up as big as they had to win that game.
Dude, we didn't
last
even
night.
take that into consideration. I'm sorry to Devil's Advocate, the previous segment. We didn't even consider the fact that they are on the second night of a back-to-back after a huge win. They beat the Warriors on the night that Steph came back. So this is a big emotional letdown game. And they're missing their top 5 players. Those are not great factors.
So that means that Bridges is playing in this game? Is
Yes.
he the only guy?
Bridges
Yes.
is playing in this game.
That's
yeah.
brutal. That's rough for him, to have such a good game, be their defensive guy, and have to play in this game. I don't know. So yeah, on Denver's side of things, it has to be a bones.
Has to be.
It has to be a bones type of game. In fact, I like that. I feel like 12.5 is his points. We might as well lock that in. I want to start with
I
the
like
lock.
this. I like this.
12.5 points for Bones, just too easy. Yeah, I really do think so. And he has to find himself. He has to find a rhythm and be able to score. So I like that part. They didn't really account for the other guys going down. So they still have Murray's points extremely high at 19.5, 20 points. He has to get that super early. Also, Jokic 24.5 points. I don't really love it, but I do think that the assist is something that I would go after. He seems to not score a lot in these type of games, but to just control it in other ways, he can get that early. So I think I would go with the 9.5 assists.
And the rebounds tonight. No DeAndre. Who's going to be there? Dario Saric? Who's
There's
gonna
no way.
Bismack Biyombo?
So yeah, rebounds also. Let's lock that in. 10.5. I think he does his work early. It makes no sense for him not to just grab every single rebound. So let's get that going. Is there another guy on Denver's team that we think this is his game? This is a game that he can come step in with.
I was just going to ask D-Line if he has any feelings on, I guess, let's say Jokic aside for a second. Who's the leading scorer for Denver tonight?
Oh, this is tough, man. This is tough because this does feel like a game where there will most likely be garbage time. So you have to think that the starters are all going to be working with only 3 stints as opposed to their normal 4. I like Bones. This is a game where you think more than likely your sort of secondary guys get a little bit more shine than they typically would. This could be a Vlatko game. I don't know that he'll be the top scorer. I think for top scorer, I'd probably still go Murray. Honestly, I kind of think Murray is still
feeling it.
This is kind of where Murray wants to be. He wants to be able to just come out, shoot with impunity. This is a game where Jokic is I don't have to score. Awesome.
I feel like we've seen some good B- kind of keep your head up MPJ games recently, but he's maybe due for a better.
I think you're right.
Kind of coming out of his shell game,
I can
and
see that too.
Keep in mind this is a matchup he's struggled with, particularly in the playoffs. Maybe there was back discomfort involved. But it's not one where we've seen him thrive. And I know it's not the same Suns group tonight, but Bridges is out there. Maybe Denver does use this as an opportunity to go to him early and often. He can be effective in those first quarters. But look, I think it's about if they limit their turnovers, guys, if they rebound well, they should be able to take care of business tonight. I like Bones. I like MPJ.
Yeah, man. I'm putting together a same game parlay. You know what I'm going to start with? The Denver Nuggets money line.
You're not doing that for any reason.
It's minus
just doesn't-
900. I feel good about it. I'm going to take it.
What does it give you, 10 cents?
Well, I got to put more things in. Bruce Brown threes, dude. How do we feel about Bruce Brown threes?
He does have the sprained thumb.
That's a great point. Let's stay away from That's a great point. That's a great point. You got to talk these things out with the fellas. You know what I mean? I think I'm going to take 2 Jamal Murray 3-pointers made. I think I'm also going to take 2 MPJ. I loved that 2-2-2 same game parlay that Adam took last time. It was fun and it was delicious and it hit. So I'm going to go 2 Jamal Murray 3-pointers, 2 Michael Porter Jr. 3-pointers, and 2 Bones 3-pointers. Why not? Let's go. I'm feeling good about it.
Just so you guys know, Nuggets are starting normal starters tonight. No surprise there, but that came through.
Yeah, normal starters tonight. Yeah, okay. That's the parlay. Okay, I'm feeling good.
All right, Dev, anything else for us? What do we think of Aaron Gordon tonight?
I think this is just a regular game for him. I don't necessarily love any of his stats, just because this game doesn't call for him to have to be a great rebounder or a guy that has to dunk every single time. I think he just kind of cruises in this game. I really hope that Denver uses this as like a cruise control type of game. Honestly,
yeah, I would love to see an easy one, nice little 4-quarter effort. All right, I think that'll just about do us. Oh, just kidding, because Eric is...
On Friday, these are available at the party. They will be available online afterwards, but if you come to the party on Friday night, it is a watch party. We will have these in the building. They will be cheaper than you'll be able to get them online in the following days for $29.99. The Breck Brew, Maxi Minor, Sombor Shuffle, Nuggasm shirt. It has everything you could possibly want all in one shirt. They're beautiful, and they're going to be here.
These shirts will be on sale in the store, but the best way to get them, best way to make sure you get yours in stock.
And we didn't order that many, so if you really want one, show up.
All right, we'll see you then, and we'll see you. Oh, that's right, Kale Super Chat, Ryan Trost. Who's to say? Ain't no sarcasm like Dev level sarcasm. Gotta love the rhythm and rhyme. Tough things.
Let's go.
Let's go. That's a good note to end on. We will talk to you in the lounge later tonight, win or lose. Vibes are suffering. We do it together, and we do it here.
Let's go, baby.
The DNVR Bar in York and Colfax. Go Nugs.